I saw the Joker movie finally.
Oh, yeah, I did too.
And
Just won the Golden Globe.
I thought that was the most overhyped movie of all time. Like, I'm curious if I went to see it when it first came out,
without the buzz,
if I would have the same disdain for it. But
disdain, wow.
Not like disdain. I don't want to say like it affected me that much, but I was just like, it was such an eye roller. And again, I feel like it's out now. It's everywhere. You can stream it, so we can talk about it. Did you guys like it? Yeah, we're going to talk a few.
I liked it. I did like it, but I would agree with you that the hype was a bit over.
So out of 5 stars, what would you give?
3.5, 3 to 3.5.
I would give it 2.5 stars.
Yeah,
maybe
2.5. Yeah,
agreed.
It was like a 49% trash for me.
Well, here's how I would sum it up. I would say that it's really well directed. It's beautiful cinematography. Joaquin Phoenix is fucking great in it. All the performances are really good, but it's just not saying anything. It's just a rehash of shit.
It's nothing.
Been done.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
it's a movie that thought it was way more profound than it was.
Yes, and here's what I'll say. I will say the photography was good, but the cinematography was like trying to be an art house film when it's like
lots of slow motion.
Fucking, this
Joaquin.
is the Joker origin story. Like, relax, you know, like. I think Christopher Nolan, like as great as those Batman movies are, kind of ruined it. Like in the sense of like he set this blueprint of like, oh, you can make like this real gritty version of a thing, and everyone's kind of like aping it, but doing their own twist
not
on
everyone.
it.
Marvel isn't.
Marvel is doing their own thing.
Yeah.
You're right, but like. The part of the movie, like I didn't mind the beginning, like how it kind of established that he wasn't, his social worker is being cut, like that kind of stuff. That was fine. Where it really started to annoy me was how they tried to like backdoor make like a Bruce Wayne plot.
Yeah, that was unnecessary. That was fan service.
Yeah, and that was just like, oh god, like it was just like, oh, this is supposed to be an art house film, and it's like this is how Batman. It's like, get out of here, get out of here, go home.
I did like the fact that you see, the Joker is supposed to be really I don't want to say hero. He's like the anti-hero of this story. He's the protagonist.
Yeah.
So you see the same Batman origin story with the perspective that really Batman's a fucking asshole, and he comes from a family of fucking assholes.
This movie doesn't establish him as an asshole.
The movie establishes how Batman grew up, though,
yeah.
and in his environment, and how he became to be an asshole, which if you really watch the Batman movies, Batman is a fucking asshole.
Right.
And I like that this sort of functions also as a more honest Batman origin story at the same time as it's a Joker origin story. I like that about it. I mean, not that they've delved that deeply into it, but I love
forced for me.
I love Batman's father's performance in this. It's like he doesn't even have that big of a role.
The whole thing where he
really
goes to Wayne Manor, that whole scene to me was just like, ugh.
Well, first of all, he would have been arrested.
Like how is he fucking talking to Bruce Wayne?
He didn't just talk to him; he stuck his fingers in his fucking mouth.
Right? Yeah,
like a 9-year-old boy. Hey, let me stick my 2 fingers in your mouth,
right,
and pull it elastically.
So it was I was like, get out of here! I'm supposed to buy this?
No, but
and
you
this
could
is
also
supposed to be like dramatic, like you're supposed to be scared of the Joker,
right.
and it's like, fuck you.
But you can also argue that he's imagining this because the film clearly sets up where it blurs the line where you're watching something. You never know if he's actually doing it or if he's imagining it or what.
What was he imagining?
He imagined the whole relationship with the girl that lives in his building.
Oh, did
he? Beats. Yeah, they revealed it later.
Yeah. Okay.
That one was explicit.
I was a little tuned out by the end, so I might have missed that.
And he also, in the beginning, like he has the whole fantasy where he goes to Robert De Niro's show, and he's in the audience. And Robert De Niro
right.
He's like, oh, I'm just, I see you as my son. He's like,
yeah.
He idolizes this
that
guy.
I do. Yeah, right. When he's in the hospital with his mother.
But they set those up as like little signposts, and then I feel like a lot of the other things you're supposed to call into question too. Like, is he really doing this? Did he really shoot those guys in the train and all this stuff? Like, how much of this movie is actually in his head? And I think there's like little. That's why I love the cinematography, is because there's little visual cues, like when these crazy things are happening. when they're not real, like nobody's really looking at him, or very few people are looking at him. And when they are real, he's influencing the audience. He shoots Robert De Niro in the face. The audience runs screaming, that's actually something that's really happening. But when it's not happening, he's being ignored by his background. That's how I feel. You can tell.
I did love the Robert De Niro scene, and I thought that
was very tense and good. It was like a Safdie brothers.
Yeah, well, it was King of Comedy.
Yeah, it was the King of Comedy. But I feel like it was a little bit heightened. No, the King of Comedy is a great film, but I just feel like that scene.
Yeah, Scorsese's no Todd Phillips.
Right. I like that. I don't know because I don't hate Todd Phillips.
The thing with there was a moment in the movie where I was just like, all right, if you want to be like a high-level, high-minded movie, you can't give me a fucking scene where a little person can't leave a room because he can't reach the lock on the door. Fuck out of here with your little short person jokes in your fucking high-minded fucking dramatic movie. Fuck out of here.
Man.
That was ridiculous.
I have to disagree with that. I thought that really worked well. I thought it's in the Joker,
dark humor
motif.
It just felt a little too cheap. I don't know.
They're trying to show that the Joker is like a hack comedian. He was a real hack comedian, and then that became his evil persona. Is that he does the hand buzzer and then he shoots you in the face.
But this wasn't like anything he did. This was the scene where he kills the guy. The little person walks in on it.
Yeah.
And
it's not that he did it, but it's just that you're seeing
that's
the
his
Joker's
world.
humor.
Yeah,
it's like the opening of the door of his. He's realizing that I need my life as a comedy. He says so. My life is a comedy. So now everything in his life is a fucking comedy. Oh. I liked it.
People applauded at the end of the movie when I saw it.
I didn't do. I don't ever do that. I don't even do that when it's a great.
Yeah, no. It's like people applauding when a plane lands.
No, this movie had a lot of serious flaws.
Wait, where were people applauding?
At the end of the movie, Joker.
Oh, right at the premiere, there was like a 7-minute standing.
No, but I'm saying when I saw it, the movie ended.
Where'd you see it, Alamo?
Alamo, and a couple of people behind us applauded.
Oh, shut the.
Well, you know what? I could understand that because I feel like it would be those comic book fans that are like, you don't understand. This is high art. This is high art. You don't understand what you're. Really and it's wasn't. And then now they see this finally someone recognizes the high art that is comic books or whatever.
I thought it was a very well made movie. It was enjoyable. It was entertaining. Not very deep, not as thoughtful as it wants to be.
Not at all deep, I thought, and it was fine. And it was if you like those kind of movies, but it's you don't need to see it. There's not your life will be the same with
inessential.
And even the comic book fans don't need to see it because it's not canon to anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not canon to anything. It doesn't change any other story.
And they outright said it in press conferences and stuff. This is not a Batman
I
movie.
think that's the other thing that kind of made me go in with a bias was that whole Todd Phillips press tour about how you can't make jokes nowadays with woke culture and all this stupid shit because it's
I'm
the
not
Hangover
do comedies
is such
anymore
high comedy that you can't do anymore because it's so controversial. No, but did you see the Joker?
I did.
Movie? What did you think of it?
It was okay. There were parts that I liked, and then there were parts that annoyed me.
What did you like about it?
I mean, I saw it a long time ago, so it's hard for me to remember specific scenes, but I felt like it had too much social commentary on what's going on today, and that was kind of I just don't want it in everything that I watch.
And also, it didn't really have a point of view about it. I felt like what are you really saying about what's going on today?
Right, who are the bad guys?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I just wanted it to be a story about the Joker, and not about what's going on today. Mm-hmm. So I didn't like that. I thought Joaquin's acting was great, but when he would start having those laughing fits and all that, it got kind of annoying. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, I sat through it. I didn't walk out of the theater, so I guess it was good enough. But I would also rate it 2.5 out of 5.
Have you walked out of theaters? Do you do that?
I have. I don't remember the name of the movie though. A long time ago.
So it's been a while. Okay.
But I don't really go to movies because I don't like the experience.
Uh-huh.
And I like the option of turning the channel if I'm not into it.
It's fair.
Did you have that?
But what I loved most about going to see the Joker is I went to see it in Middletown, New York.
Oh, boy.
At the man, at like the AMC theater or whatever, and it was empty, maybe like 4 other people,
Nice.
and I had a chair that reclined and brought my feet up.
Ooh.
Oh,
It was
like you were laying
clean,
down?
leather chair, and I got I had a thing for my popcorn. It was just a very nice way to
Wow.
watch the movie.
Gonna have to give me the address of this theater.
You're
Sounds
gonna
nice.
travel 2 hours to Middletown, New York to watch.
For luxury?
Yeah. And they had like those butter machines for the popcorn. I like when they give you the bag of popcorn, you could put your own butter.
Butter it yourself.
Yeah.
And it was like a continuous flow. It wasn't like one that like
Drip,
starts
drip,
and
drip.
stops. Right. So I had my very buttery popcorn
Rob salivating.
and
I'm going to go right down to Middleton.
very nice conditions. So I enjoyed that.
Sweet.
Nice.
So it could have been any movie at that point. You could have been watching Cats.
Oh God.
I wouldn't sit through that. I don't like musicals.
I kind of want to see Cats for the
Yeah, no.
like the train wreck of it. Well, not anymore now because they apparently the CG was so bad that there were fuck ups in the film. Like you could see Judi Dench's watch or
What?
whatever.
Are you serious?
And like her shoes.
That's
yeah, like,
I gotta
oh
say that's
my
her
God.
fault. Because like, why are you wearing a watch?
Because
Well,
she's only got
because-
5 minutes left to live. And she's counting down the minutes.
no, because also you're told they're only going to capture your face. Everything else is going to be brushed out, and they didn't. So like there was a ton of errors like that. So I would want to go to see that version.
You saw Game of Thrones already this year.
now-
You don't need
right. But now they've allegedly fixed it. So what's the point?
get it. It's Cats, and they fixed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I
Oh,
can't believe Idris Elba is in that movie.
Yeah. Well, what CGI is there? Like, they're in cat costumes.
They
no.
edited out all of the actor's dignity.
Oh,
They're
They're
Yeah.
not
Dignity on this
the cat bodies are all CG. They're not costumes.
Didn't they
Or I
cut
think it's
out
half
like
and half.
their wieners? Isn't that what you
There
meant?
was
I thought
no-
that's what you originally meant.
There were no private parts. Yeah, none of the cats
Yeah.
had private parts.
So they CGI'd that out.
Do you think there's people who are like, when they heard that was the deal breaker to go to see the movie? It's like, oh, if I can't see actual cat vagina in this.
Yes.
If Taylor Swift's cat is not anatomically correct, I'm staying the fuck home. Fuck that.
Oh, she's in that piece of shit too.
Yes, her and Idris
Rebel
Elba,
Wilson,
Jason Derulo.
James
I don't
Corden.
know.
Yeah,
James
James
Corden. I
Corden.
can't believe that.
That was another Gervais joke when he called him a
Said
fat
he was
pussy.
a fat pussy.
Well, he
And
made fun
also
of
he was
Judi
in Cats.
Dench.
Yeah, he said that she did someone
She
about
likes
licking her pussy.
eating her own ass or
Yeah.
pussy or something like
Yeah, that was great.
And he made a pubic hair joke about her.
that. Yeah, furball. Yeah, that's right. Yes. She wasn't there.
Oh, stop. Let's go. On with it.
Oh, they're just jokes. Just like when I said trans women are men. What's the big deal?
Well, that isn't a joke. He means that.
Yeah, I mean it, but it's still a joke. Oh, Ricky Gervais. It's my last time. It's my last time doing stand-up. I could say whatever I want.
Oh, is his last time doing stand up altogether?
Yes.
I have
See,
to
I don't
say,
care.
I've seen him do stand up. He did he had a show for Sirius, and he did a show with it was Jim Norton, Ron Bennington, and Ricky, and his stand up was so funny.
What'd
There
he
were
say?
so many dead baby jokes. It was I can't retell his jokes. But I thought it was some of the best stand up I'd ever seen.
I went to
So
see him do
I beg
stand
to
up
differ.
a couple of times back, like 10 years ago, give or take. It was not flawless. It was good. I enjoyed it, but there was definitely parts where I was just like, really? 20 minutes on fat people?
I
We need
mean,
that?
I don't care. It's my last time. It's
Yeah.
serious. I'll
He's-
say
It's a little.
whatever I
It's a
want.
lot of
Richest.
edgelording.
He did a bit, and I'm an atheist, by the way, and he's Mr. Atheist, you know. And he did a bit where he just stands there and he literally just read the Bible and shook his head and was like, isn't that a stupid verse?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not a joke.
Yeah.
I'm with you, buddy. Like, I think the Bible's stupid too, but
I don't need to pay to see you read it at me.
what the fuck?
No.
Write some jokes about Noah's Ark, for fuck's sake.
What does Noah have to do with it?
No, not that.
Oh,
Different Noah.
the real Noah.
I'll do 20 minutes on her too.
Oh,
I don't care.
do 20 minutes all over her.
It's my last time here. My last time on the live cast.